Yo, what's up? I'm the chess guy and welcome to another video. Today we play e4 and we get treated with the French opening. That's kind of my personal opinion, but I just dislike this opening to play against or play it with myself, so I don't really play it, and I don't really like playing against this, but it's probably because I have a lot of bad results. So we play an offbeat system, which is called the Horwitz defense. You can look into this if you feel the same way about the French opening. But basically we get a fun little game where I end up having a weak pawn on the h file that I push forward. It looks like it's going to get strong. And then I give it away. But luckily for me, my position at that point is pretty good and I find the correct plan. And we create some threats that are hard to defend as a human being. And yeah, in this game I showcase how having a plan is better than having no plan at all. So I hope you enjoy and have a good weekend and see you on the next one. I'm feeling like e4. And okay, it's okay. We have a system against the French guys. This is fine. What do I do now? I mean, I kind of don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I don't want to push this. F3 looks horrible. D3 looks weird. Now what? Modern defense. No. This is the French and some weird system. You know what? I'll play E5. Whoa, and F4. He will get this move. Like the structure that black is accustomed to in the French, I assume, is C5 and D5. So if we refrain from D4, we might get a little bit of a different situation than a normal position, although d4 is so tempting. He'll put the knight there. Play this. And d3. So he wants his knight there. I can now trade it off different ways. And we're gonna castle queenside this game. I mean, where is C? I mean, C5. I can also consider C4. Knight F5, Knight G3, or Knight D4 maybe. Knight D4. This is now for free then. Takes C4. Yes. Okay, there's C5. I mean, if I castle queenside, C4 is a very strong pawn break, but he plays French. We gotta do it. There's Knight F5. Go Knight G3. We'll probably play G6, and if takes, G takes. But I do get this square. King B1 is useful. Gotta find a way for this bishop. And then I need to decide if I want C4, or do I want to push on the queen side something. Yeah, there's G6. We do trade that knight. King B1 is like almost always useful. I also like this square for my knight because it's just a very good square. Bishop G... Putting my bishop here doesn't do much. I mean, I could go G3, bishop G2, and then my plan with C4 is definitely... Okay, so this is somewhat of a critical moment here, because I feel like I need to decide, do I want to push H3 and create this plan of going for G4? Or do I want to play for G3, bishop G2, knight G5, and then C4? But he can go D4, and the rook will not be there, of course. And then I don't really see how I'm going forward. So I'm gonna choose to play for the H3, G4 plan because it's a bit more concrete. And with that, I mean, he can't really stop it. And once I get G4, the king side is going to break open. And I'm going to focus my pieces towards that side of the board. If he goes here, he lets go of this pawn. He can probably push H4, but we still go G4. We can still go here. If I do it now, he's gonna take, and then here, and he plays bishop h4, and he's gonna hold on to the pawn. Let's go here. He probably goes rook g1, and then we can go queen e1 and g4, or g3. I'll remove somewhat of the cooldown on gamble, but not completely. So he plays queen c7. Okay, so now we just need to continue with the plan. Okay, this is kind of weak, but I'm hoping that... I mean, I do get this square now. Also, the pawn could be... I'm going from weak to strong, right? What if I simply push it? Huh. Well, at least it's a consistent plan, right? That's also important. Yeah, it's a pass pawn. It's weak, but it could become strong. Knight will go to g5. The bishop looks weird. It will stay bad. Okay, he wants this move. Could go d4 now. But that gives him some tension, and he could maybe take and play knight c5, knight e4. I mean, I think I'm just going to push this guy forward. He'll play d4. We'll go h6. I don't think you want to take this, because then bishop takes, and this bishop is going to be so good on these light squares. This one, on the other hand, is very bad. King b1, bishop c1, bishop d2, bishop e1, bishop h4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves. Which is way too much, but long term, there is a way for this bishop to become active. Also, there's a c3 break if I need it. Okay, we can actually go here, because then we are threatening a fork. And we're dropping a rook. So that would be kind of bad. He's obviously wants knight h7. Let's go here. Yeah, I nearly played that. If this was real chess, I'd touch my knight, I could resign. I mean, maybe he goes... Or he plays knight h7, bishop f8. Can double up quite comfortably here. What does black want here? I think king b1 is still going to have to be played. If black doesn't do anything super threatening, yeah, let's go here and bishop c1. We're going to route all our pieces to the king side in any case, so we might as well start to get the bishop moving well. He doesn't have f6 now, because that will lose a knight. Rook h7, rook here seems quite slow. But it's a plan at least. So rook h7, bishop c1, rook d2, h8, rook h3. Just do that, right? If I go here, he'll take, pawn takes, knight takes. So we gotta protect the pawn. Okay, if he goes here now, I'm losing my precious pawn. Yikes. Okay. There goes my pawn. No. Okay. It's the important pawn gone, but I think we still have some good chances to hold at least. Because our queen is going to get kind of awkward for them. No, knight g5, I think takes, and he's gonna queen e5. Can't lose these pawns as well. Offers a draw. Dude, this is such typical French player. Why would you offer a draw, man? Just play the game. Why? This also, he's higher rated than me. He's an extra pawn, but he still offers a draw. Don't do that. If he tells me, oh, I have to go, and offers a draw, I would consider accepting, but... Okay, so the plan was this. Okay, but we are slowly improving our pieces a little bit. Also, is this... This creates a threat of takes, 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 takes. But that's a lot of pawn trades. And I'd rather not trade this bishop. Go here. It's very obvious that this would be my plan. Queen h5 and queen f3. f6. I think I could take that. Oh, there's knight takes e6 as well. People that immediately trade and force endgames go for draw trigger me. I mean, it doesn't trigger me, but I think you should play towards your strength. And if you're playing 10-minute games on Lichess, you are really kind of trying, right? You're not just casually playing, I think. So why would you go for a meaningless draw? No, knight takes e6, queen e6. Like, I'll play queen h5, and there's knight h7, and there's queen f3. Still a really cool game. Black is crammed. And these 3 pawns against these 2 is not that big of an advantage for them. I mean, he knows this is coming. And there's maybe knight h7, although I don't think I'd necessarily want that pawn. Okay, how are you defending now against these threats? This was such an obvious maneuver, but it'd be very sick if it was kind of unstoppable. Very interesting. Obviously, queen a8 and queen a7 is... he's just gonna lose, I think, all these pawns here. King c8. Okay, he sacks a piece. We could actually take that. Our knight is defended by the bishop. So let's start with some more forcing moves. Check. He has to go here. I'll take there. He has to go there. I'll take another pawn. And then we'll probably end up trading queens, and then we'll take the knight eventually. We gotta be careful that we don't do a check where the knight can all of a sudden retreat and block. But okay. Drops a full queen. Okay, so computer gives this as kind of equal, slightly favorable for black. But so yeah, it's super obvious this is the plan. The computer gives lines and they're not so obvious. So the computer wants to go here. But what happens after queen f3? King c8? Yeah, I mean, it's... And you're safe. Actually, you're not. You're supposed to go queen b8 here. And you're safe. Okay, so it's defendable. I don't think I would trade queens. But, very uncomfortable for black, and it's, yeah, likely that you'd mess up.